welcome back to 709 Meridian, an audio commentary podcast. We are your hosts, Dee and Andrew,
Hello.
and you guys are stumbling into another very special season around these parts. We're kicking off the year here with Crisis, the big mega crossover presented by DC Comics and Warner Brothers Entertainment. Um, we'll be doing the television versions and the animated films as well. So join us as we take this perilous journey throughout the multiverse.
Yes. Um, so D has not seen any of these.
No,
D has seen. Have you seen less than 10 full episodes of any of the Arrowverse shows?
yeah, it's just really been bits and pieces. Like
They
it's not even been like whole episodes. I don't think.
amazing.
Like I haven't fucked with any of those since
It is a dark
even
time.
even even Smallville. I didn't really watch. So
Well, good. You could tell me about Smallville when we get to that.
yeah,
I believe
Smallville,
is that
Gotham. I
episode?
didn't
That might be
catch any of
episode
those.
one. Gotham doesn't cross over in here, but a lot of other things do. Um,
Mm,
so Crisis, real quick before we start, because I think these are going to be packed. I don't know, but real quick. Crisis was the last Arrowverse crossover. What had become sort of an anchoring annual event for the Arrowverse shows sort of shit the bed the year before this when they did Elseworlds, which involved Grant Gustin playing Arrow and Stephen Amell playing the Flash,
mm,
and it was not good.
mm.
But their peak was the one where they fight the Nazis. It
Oh,
like might have been the second big crossover.
mm.
And then the one after that was, I think, fine, but then they just started falling apart. Maybe there was one more crossover after this, or maybe Legends sat out the crossover the year before because it was too hard with a Legends was like a either a mid-season or it had an abbreviated season, so it was hard to fit everything in. But
Mm.
this was the big deal. This was the dream. We would have crossover television all the time. Why couldn't Marvel figure this out? And yes, so why couldn't the DC movies figure it out? But here we
Mm.
are, and we are kicking it off with Supergirl, Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part One. That is, for those of you following along at home, that is Supergirl Season 5, Episode 9. Are we
Yeah,
ready?
as ready as I'll ever be for
Oh, you
some
haven't
shit
even
like this.
seen the guy who plays the monitor yet. And starting in three, two, one, play. So there were Red Skies episodes leading up to this. However, they never like assembled them, which I
Mm.
found weird. I thought they should like put together the pertinent Red Sky clips and put them into something. Now, one other thing to keep in mind is that the you see everybody, ChatGPT didn't write all the terrible dialogue. There was other terrible dialogue. Oh yeah.
Oh,
John
their
Cryer is Lex Luthor. Yep.
their little universe, their little TV universe.
So Lex in his battle suit for the first time ever. Um Now this was also after Superman had basically joined Supergirl.
Oh,
Okay, Earth
oh god,
89. Hold on, here you go.
uh,
Uh-huh.
it's Arliss. Oh wow. Well, looky there.
Now, the Titans did not film anything, they just threw it in.
Yeah, that was
The
clipped from some.
Ray, I believe, is the from the Nazi crossover, so that's there. Now look at this.
Uh, does this mean that Burt Ward is old Robin?
Yeah. Sadly, he does not come back.
That would be funny as hell.
Okay,
Oh, oh no.
oh god, it's Will Wheaton.
Ugh. The bane of the multiverse here.
Okay. So
What?
now all of these are shot in Vancouver. So that's one thing to keep in mind, folks, if you're unfamiliar. But basically, I don't know what the
Mhm,
fuck Vancouver does now. Like,
mhm.
because I mean they have these things like filming what has got to be blocks away from each other.
Yeah, because it's the area is not huge. There's
Okay,
very
so
familiar spots they film in.
there we've got a little oh god, this is the season Supergirl really shit the bed too. Okay. Um so I'm not really sure how the credits are going to go, like whether or not we can actually see who's going to be in the episode, but this season of Supergirl involved them fighting Mitch Piagelli, who is playing an ancient Egyptian god.
Mm.
It was really bad. I quit watching all of these after, except Legends, after this episode, after the crossover. That's how far I was giving it. There's Martian Manhunter. I don't know if he'd quit at this point. He left the. He used to run this organization masquerading as a human. It turned out he was really um, Martian Manhunter. He basically plays dad to Supergirl and her sister. Dean Kane for a while was on the show until Dean Kane attacked Melissa Benoist on social media. Um, they, he does not think he knows more about being a woman than she does. Anyway, so he ingloriously disappears from the show, like
Mm.
just in the middle of a fucking like story arc. Um, this is after Supergirl got the pants.
Yeah, I was wondering what I wasn't.
Yeah, I can't remember. She got the pants maybe either this season or last season.
She always has
Um,
that look on her face. I think that's part of the reason why I couldn't watch.
okay, so Clark and Lois are living on Argo now because Argo survives in Supergirl
Mm.
Arrowverse. Here they have the babies. Now Superman and Lois takes place on a different Earth than these two,
Mm.
which doesn't get revealed in the first season, but does get confirmed in the second season. Because it doesn't make any sense. Because at the end of this, I believe they have twins, but they don't have grown-up twins. So
Mm.
they, of course, could not be on the show for many years because we were going to confuse everybody if we had two Supermen, obviously, the
Mm.
viewers of the DC universe.
Now Hoagland, he's not very tall, is he?
No, no, he's not. Oh, look, the red skies. So yeah, so basically Argo's like a fucking hippie commune run by, this is a recast. They had
Uh,
somebody
That's
brought, yeah,
the other Lois.
yeah, it's Lois. So they tried doing that. They cast them. They had Kevin Sorbo on the first season, and then all of a sudden Kevin Sorbo disappears, and it's just like, did you not Google the people you were putting on your show? Okay, so here we've got baby Clark being shot off from Argo or whatever, Kal-El Jr. This has got a co-writing credit for Jay Faerber, who's a big comic book writer. He wrote the Jesus, what was it? It was one of Kyle Rayner's crossovers, the one that had Firestorm in it. That was a Jay Faerber production. Did Jay Faerber do shit? Did he do that Western? Maybe not. That was good. Um okay, so Argo's gone. So do not get attached to this story arc of this A plot or B plot this episode, which is going to involve them trying to save the people of the multiverse. Okay, so I was just thinking about how weird it is that Stephen Amell Canadian? He is, right?
I think so.
He's a Canadian who wants to be an American who films in Canada. But I was thinking about how fucking weird it is that we have MAGA Ollie Queen, given that Ollie Queen was like,
Yeah, he was a liberal,
he was
a
very
bleeding heart
like
liberal at that.
bleeding heart liberal, would argue with Batman all the time. It's almost like somebody tried to tell us about Batman before and we didn't listen. But yes,
Well,
so
not
I
just
don't.
Batman though. He really went at it with or at least they switched it up where him and Hawkman would just
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Hawkman. Yeah.
Hawkman became Mega Maga. So
Um, I don't remember who she is. By this time, Arrow had. Oh God, here we go. This is Harbinger.
oh
Now, so there had been lead up to this in other episodes, but they don't have time for it. And I'm like, why didn't you guys cut together in episode 0?
yeah, that would have
Hold
made
on.
sense.
No, I'm Harbinger now. I'm working with the monitor. Okay, so this is basically just like the utter shitting the bed. I don't remember which Flash suit this is, but basically the Flash suits just kept getting worse and they never recovered. Much of Batgirl filmed in Chicago, at least the first season that I saw.
Mm,
I do not think this films in Chicago.
no,
So, Batgirl was actually the one that I felt weirdest about quitting on Flash and Batgirl just because the evil sister on Batgirl's actually like great. I don't know if it holds up, but also
mm,
like having a Batman show is kind of interesting. And Ruby Rose was fine. Now, little did we know that she was having a miserable time. She'd had a broken back and all sorts of stuff, whatever. And they were really shitty to her. And it turns out that the Arrowverse people are just TV producers like everybody else. Um, but yeah, so Supergirl had like super shit the bed at this point. Flash was, oh, it was okay. So Flash, the first season, one of the big deals is okay. So Legends of Tomorrow having a good time. What really sucks about this is the real story of the Arrowverse is Katie Leutz learning how to act on screen. Um and it never paying off. Like they set her up as like being the hero of this, and then it's very strange how they let, well, I don't know. I guess it just wasn't popular enough, but it's just like Legends really was the ideal of a weekly superhero TV show, just in terms of crossovers and all the stuff they can do. All right, you're zipping through words, everything's going on, universes are dying. But wait, dun dun dun, we are the Seven.
Eh,
Okay. Last season had an evil Superman on Supergirl where Kara beats the shit out of him, so that's pretty funny. Um, and that becomes the big thing. So in this universe, Kara's the stronger. It has to do with getting her powers during puberty, I believe. That's Brainiac 5,
wait, what?
the dark-haired guy. Yeah. Why is Brainy dark-haired? We don't know. He also directed this episode. So these were incredibly popular on um, Netflix. And the reason for that was, well, not the reason for that, but the reason that some of the seasons have better budgets than other seasons is because Netflix would like prepay the licensing and they would get to spend that money to make the shows. I think by this time that was falling off.
I don't know if it's the beard, but Green Arrow is looking kind of doughy.
I mean, he doesn't not look like Tough Boy JD Vance. Oh God, Stephen Amell is going to do a JD Vance movie. Oh God, oh God. Oh, we're in the wrong universe. Maybe it'll end differently this time. Okay. Oh, if only. So,
This is just
okay, I haven't talked about the Flash shit yet. The Flash. First season of the Flash, one of the big reveals is a newspaper from the future saying the Flash disappears in the crisis in 2040. They move it up, obviously, for this. I don't know if we get to see it move up here or if we saw it move up on The Flash. The last two episodes of The Flash were all about him and his impending mortality
mm,
and the terrible villain of the season. But like, okay, and the Atom is basically Iron Man, the Arrowverse Iron Man,
mm.
except when he's little. But he's not going to be in this for very long because they only were willing to pay Brandon Routh once. Trying to think, I don't know if the other ones have big expository dumps.
This is
Um,
no Power Rangers. Like I can't. I oh man, like
what's so one thing that happened on Supergirl, so Supergirl's really good season was the Mon-El season,
mm,
and then the next season had like weird delays, and nobody ever talked about what happened. It coincided with the Arrowverse producer getting fired for being a predator. They said it had nothing to do with it. Uh, um, but the season basically shit the bed. It was the season where the evil Kryptonian girl is there. Um, Flash had a different like they all basically had like mid-season readjustments for the worse in big ways. So this was supposed to be them putting everything all together right. They said they were going to do it right. They'd laid everything out right. We haven't seen the guy who plays the Monitor yet. He'd been showing up cameoing since the end of the since the previous seasons of the show. They'd set him
Mm.
up. Much like in the comics doing the Shadow, but here they actually had full on cameos. Just wait until he shows up.
Oh yeah, Martian Manhunter in human form.
Martian
Brainy
Manhunter.
is not green,
Nope.
so this this is God. This is why I hate these shows. Like, what is the point with him being within the bureau or wherever the hell they are, where they know they're aliens? So, yeah.
They didn't know he was an alien. When the show started,
Oh
this
God.
organization was like putting all the aliens in camps.
Mm,
And so Supergirl actually had a big arc, which clearly Dean Cain wasn't watching the show about how we shouldn't like be torturing the aliens and they integrated them into society. I think that sort of I don't know because I didn't finish watching Supergirl. I don't
mm,
know if that sticks around after the universes meld, but on the
mm,
other universes in the show, they don't have aliens everywhere. Like in the Earth 1, they didn't have aliens everywhere. That was a big deal. It's because also Supergirl changed when it went to season 1 and season 2. When it went to the CW, I believe is when they brought in the aliens of the week stuff.
mm, mm.
Does he have a better costume on Superman and Lois? I can't remember.
I remember seeing pictures of him having like the old suit at one point. The straps.
Yeah, the straps are. But yeah, so he basically retired because basically Kara is the protector of Earth now. They didn't even come back for the last episode of Supergirl. Like that's how low budget the final seasons were. I don't think Supergirl came back for the mini crossover on the Flash the last season. Like they set up this whole thing and then like I mean, don't get me wrong, they shit the bed with this, but it
Mm.
seems like they knew they had to do it right and this was the best they could do. And that's bad work. This doesn't actually matter anyone because I don't. Is that the Supergirl the movie theme?
I can't tell.
So they did a turning back time once, I think on the season that shits the bed. They don't do the Earth spinning backwards. She spins the Earth backwards, but they don't show it.
Mm.
It's like she zooms up, all the time reverses, she zooms down. And it's like, oh, did you forget the shot? Okay, so Arrow Girl here again, can't remember who this is. Maybe she's his future daughter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is not
Arrow
comedy
always
queen.
had the worst acting because Stephen Amell did not want to be shown up, and Stephen Amell can be shown up by an untrained lizard.
Mm.
So it always had like the first season, no, when it like had when he hadn't gotten to be when it hadn't gotten to be the level of hit that it did. Um there was some variety to the acting, but no. Now it's just oh god, get ready for him to put his hands behind his back. Okay, so here we're hearing about the newspaper. Okay, so
Mm.
Arrow made a deal with the Monitor. Here's the Monitor. Here you go. Yeah. So basically, when he opened his mouth the first time in a cameo, I was like, oh, we're fucked. So
It
yeah.
could have been worse.
I mean,
I'm
yes,
glad
he
it's
is.
not. What's his name? Phil. What you call it? What's his name? Phil. Damn. The dude for Mission Impossible, son. Phil Morris. I know he was in one of these shows, right?
He was in Doom Patrol. He's great in Doom Patrol. He's
Is he?
Silas Stone. He's fucking great. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No. Here's Lena Luthor, who is about to ingloriously lose her prime position on the show because they basically added John Cryer as a regular.
Oh.
So she in this universe Lex has been a disgraced rich guy supervillain. She came to town trying to do good things, and Supergirl didn't trust her and basically lied to her about something, promised she'd never lie to her again, lied to her again, and they never. It's a Ross and Rachel situation, folks. They never get together, they never uh, reconcile. Uh, Also, it was like the biggest Supergirl and Lena, yeah, Lena friendship was the like biggest queer baiting of multiple seasons of television. And so when they quit that, it's almost like they did that intentionally. I can't even remember. I don't even think Supergirl gets a boyfriend the rest of the series. I think they
Oh.
gave up because I think the Mon-El thing shit the bed because they realized they wrote themselves into way too many corners. And James has left at this point, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
He's
He was on
he's
here.
replaced with his sister.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh shit. Ew.
Yeah.
Look at those suits. it just kills me. You know, there's fandom that just takes this shit so seriously. Like, oh
Uh-oh.
man.
Earth 16. So yeah, they're going to the future to get something. I don't know. Cause yeah. There's something about Arrow introduced time travel, I think, to like its bit.
Oh,
And maybe Earth 2. I think it brought somebody over from Earth 2 and shit. Like Arrow wanted to be the MMA superhero show, but like they embraced all of this type of thing. Yes, this is the future with the one of the superhero what the Ravens or some shit. I don't know what they're doing there though. I can't remember. Um so but I mean we're not even willing to shave on other planets. Good God, he does look like JD Vance. Holy fucking shit. Oh, it's the worst timeline. Um
oh man. I don't know if I could get through this one.
come on.
This is,
Come on.
mm.
13 minutes. Come on.
So this is future Ollie, but he's
Different
not really
universe.
old.
So it doesn't matter.
Mm.
Oh, they sent the baby to a different universe or something to keep it safe. So then they went and got it. Wow. This matters.
And it stayed a baby. Like
Well,
they
yeah, because they just got there. I mean, that's how time travel works. It's all,
mm.
yeah. Now, oh God, that's right. Force, no, not force demons.
Shadow demons.
Those are shadow demons. Also established in here are the wraiths of the time force. What's the time force called? Speed force.
Speed Force.
Um, Speed force also looks like Barry's dead mom. That was also one of the bigger shit the beds of the show. Also, got to keep in mind Barry has changed reality at least twice on everyone, which is kind of which they handle somewhat amusingly. That they'll run into him and they'll be like, so what's different about my life this time and shit like that. Okay.
Well, even here, they're in the middle of a crisis, and it's just it's so mid their reaction to everything. Like there's no sense of urgency. No, I don't know. This is why I could never get into these shows. Yet another reason, I guess, because it's all just played so mid.
This is not going to this was not my attempt to sadly recruit you because no,
No, but
nothing
it's
in this
just
is gonna.
we should do. We're doing Crisis, so this is part of it.
Yeah.
It's just these shows. Now I understand why I get they have fans and shit, but it's not for me.
Is that
The acting
yes?
is just so.
So this is Jimmy Olsen's sister, and that's Dreamer. This
Uh,
they needed to get their agents made sure they got paid this episode. So these are world ships come to take them. Um,
mm.
this is like the Legion ship. So have we ever talked about? Has there ever been a reason to talk? Maybe during a Titans one, but um, the Legion season is also the one where they I believe they shit the bed. And they had set that up for the entire Legion of Superheroes to like basically be the episode, the back end of the season reveal. And it doesn't happen. And it's like somewhere they decided they weren't going to try to spin off Legion of Superheroes. But for a second, it seemed like they were trying to set them up in a thing. But that's their ship, I believe. Oh my God, do we have to keep talking? Come on. This isn't even Arrow. So we're going to see each series is going to have plus minus more uh, sundry content involving the regulars of that series. That's why we had Dreamer and Jimmy's sister. What it doesn't explain is why the fuck this is happening right now. Because this is like story or like character resolution for her opposite an alternate Oliver Queen, not hers and shit. So it's just like a cathartic scene, but it's like he can't cry on Earth One. So because he's too tough. Because he's like Tony Stark meets Christian Bale.
I can't even. Why the beard? I mean, what?
He,
It's just.
don't I just yes,
It's irksome. I'm sorry. It's just.
dude. We're not even.
It's irksome.
We're not even. You're so
But they
early.
forget Ali had a fucking goatee.
You're so early. Well, he wasn't willing to do the
Just,
goatee.
this is what I'm talking about. It's like it's not Green Arrow. Then none of it is. If he's
No,
gonna
it's
be,
Arrow. It's Arrow. He's the Arrow.
uh,
Okay, so the Red Skies have arrived, and oh my God, why is he wearing the mask? Um, do we actually
oh,
get an action sequence? I can't remember.
oh man.
Are we just getting laser vision? Yeah. Wow. So we have all this excitement, all this drama, all that. Well, actually, wait, are they stabilizing a gate or something? Maybe they're stabilizing the Stargate. Um,
This is what I mean by there's no urgency. There's no. Another thing is because it's a TV budget. The,
well,
the
no, and
fear.
I mean that's the thing
Like there's
is
no
it's
people
like
running
no,
around. There's
we're not seeing the other Earths being destroyed and shit. Okay, so here we get her lasting longer than Kal-El, but even she can't do it. Down she goes to really questionable CGI backdrop. Oh, they saved the day. But wait.
uh,
So what I don't understand about the Atom suit is they like made the fucking thing to
clunky.
be
Like what?
shrunk down, but then they like never shrink him down like and stuff. And so
Yeah,
instead
it
it's
doesn't make
like
any sense
they
because he's
want
the
him to be
Atom.
Iron Man. Okay, so here
I'm glad they
we
never did that in the comic.
wait, she's Guardian. I
Uh,
forgot. She has the Guardian outfit. Jimmy was Guardian by the end, and then he quit. the show because he was like, even I'm not on
Oh
this
my
anymore.
god. Ugh.
Okay, so here he is.
Oh.
Come along, heroes. I've assembled the Earth's mightiest heroes.
Uh,
What is so disappointing? I'll save them. I'll save all of them. Um, what's so disappointing is that when you watch I mean, the good one of this is not Crisis. It's very simple. They all gotta fight super Nazis.
See, that's the
But
thing. That's something you could do this type of scale, but you do Crisis, and it looks clunky as fuck. When he, it's just,
well, also he's run out of arrows, and it's just like it's when the show becomes we've become a parody of ourselves. But when you watch Legends, like the really good Legends seasons, it makes you think that maybe if they put the Legends people in charge, they could have figured it out. Oh, so they just ran away to Star Labs. Okay, well that's oh Jesus, that's right.
well, he's pariah too.
No, yeah, he's Pariah. I can't remember which one of them becomes Pariah though. Like, what's really
Well,
terrible is
I want to choke this show.
you
God,
just the you've seen really good acting from, well, not him, but you've seen really good acting from many of these actors on the shows. But then they're fucking hacking it out in this because it's terrible. And it's just like it adds this layer of like mm, it's just really bad storytelling, and I don't know why they sort of thought they could get away with it. But really, Elseworlds was a piece of shit. Like Elseworlds was terrible. So it's like they'd already sort of set themselves up for failure. Does he die now? Oh my god, please can he die? So another thing we don't know the story of is basically Arrow became all about him and Felicity, the his nerd girl sidekick slash love interest. And she quit before this season of Arrow or something and like agreed to come back for some finales. But like all of these shows' timelines hinge on the characters staying because they do a bunch of future shit. And so they do all sorts of weird stuff. Like I think Felicity's in heaven right now. Like,
huh.
so we'll go see her in heaven. Because guess what's in here? It's a day of judgment. Couldn't even
Yeah.
hired Shirley Walker for the score. Yeah. So ends our first special appearance by Will Wheaton. Burt Ward went uncredited. Oh no, Burt Ward was in the beginning. Um, I didn't know that they had a Warner Brothers TV logo like that. Okay. Well, folks, Dee's having such a great time that we're just gonna keep going
Mm-hmm.
with episode 2 of Crisis, the Batgirl episode, season 1, episode 9, featuring Kevin Conroy as the Dark Knight, I believe.
Hmm.
Which is going to get me to have to try to remember shit about Supergirl or Batwoman season 1 that I can't remember. Oh no, like I remember this one. This was the other one they said was going to be fucking great. Kevin Conroy's Batman.
Mm.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Batwoman, starting in 3, 2, 1, play. Uh-huh. So, another thing I was thinking about was that initially it was Flash and Green Arrow were like the team up heroes. Then it was Flash, Green Arrow, and Supergirl. This one is basically, but then like the problem is like during the crossovers, other people teamed up, and you were like, oh, they're good together too. And so, oh god, there was one crossover I think where White Canary sleeps with Supergirl's sister. Was that a thing? That was like 2 seasons ago. Anyway, so but now we're gonna get they changed into their civvies. Makes no sense that she's got her glasses on.
No. Uh,
Okay. God. Well, I mean, because I hadn't watched Arrow and seen some of this setup, I really didn't understand. Like, I think I would have known how much it was going to shit the bed more had I been watching Arrow and tracking this aspect of it. Okay, so this is the Wave Rider, the spaceship from this time traveling spaceship from Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know why they're on Earth 74 though, because that's not the right Earth. Um, I don't know that they ever have time to explain this either. The Wave Rider is powered by a AI created by Barry Allen in the future that never makes sense for him to have created it unless it's like his chat GPT template. Um, so here is Mick Rory, Firefly.
no.
Um,
He's what you call him, isn't he?
he's not Captain Cold.
No, he's Heat Wave, I
Heat
think.
Wave, yeah, Heat Wave. So he's another thing on Legends was him like growing as a character and things. They don't bring back Wentworth Miller ever. They stopped being able to afford him. But this would have been perfect for him to come back in. But yeah, so they had to go get a spaceship. Unclear why they get it from the other Earth. Why doesn't the Monitor have a spaceship anymore? How does that outfit make any sense?
Oh, it's a lot like the comic book one.
It is, but in the context of the television
Yeah.
show where everybody else is turned into their civvies to do a comedy bit about I bet the baby's gonna be fine with Nick. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Jeez. Yep, these shows had a dedicated fan base.
But it's
Hey.
like when your character bits are more important than the Earth universe eradicating exposition, it's concerning.
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't remember this. Was this part of Crisis, the Book of Fate?
No.
Okay, so this is fucking stupid, and it's just going to get stupider as it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the actual. I was pretty sure, but thank you for confirming. It's gonna get dumb.
Crisis was a big, giant, just epic sort of holy shit, what are we gonna do?
Well, the
There
other
were
thing,
very
no,
few of these moments, which I'm really, this is what's sort of irking me a little. Like, there's
well, there
just too
was
much standing around talking and
there is the big standing around talking shot with the 75 heroes. I don't think we ever get anything like that, even an attempt at that.
right.
Um,
And it was just this handful of people. Like,
there's a
this is
reason
again just
you're
the fucking TV budget, man. Like, ugh. I'm angry that they bothered doing this on for TV, but I
Mhm.
get why. I mean, this is just an adaptation, but they kind of played it like, "Oh, this is gonna be the best shit we ever created," and
Right, and it's not. It's just
it's so small scale. And like, I think I would say, and I said it before. Well, I didn't say it before, but like Power Rangers have had several. From what I know, they've had several crossovers that were just big, epic things where you brought all of it. Like they actually have scenes where there's like more than 40 people dressed in the various, you
right.
know, I get they could do that because it's mostly just stock footage anyways. But something like this is just you can see who they can afford and who they're paying for what episode.
Yeah. Also the costume choice, like the costume thing, there's no transition between the episodes. It's like
You could why are they in their civvies? For what?
okay. I mean, she's not just in her civvies, she's got on her fake glasses
Right,
and
she's got on her
she's
fake
got
glasses.
on a coat like that
Like why
requires
how is the
tying.
ship cold or
There's Lex. So John Cryer plays Lex a little bit like it's like it's not quite Lenny grown up, but it's like a
if he
little
had
bit.
more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And it like
Honestly, they could have done something slick where he's like he actually is Lenny and he just took Lex's name after he killed his uncle
right.
or something.
I mean, he could have. We don't know. We didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he actually paid off. Like he was actually
Wait, she knows Lex too? What
I don't know.
like who's
I don't know. Maybe she knows he's a bad guy. Doesn't matter.
yeah,
So they're
since
on the
Lex
Wave Rider, but none of the other legends show up because legends don't do crossovers.
See, that's what I'm
Oh
talking
wait,
about.
yeah, they
Like,
are. Matt Ryan's in it.
but there's a whole team that occupies that space, and they're just gone.
There's a whole team that dealing with discrepancies in the timeline. So yes, they would be essential for this type of thing. But no, they're gonna go and track down a Batman.
Why does she
So
always look like she's about to cry? Is that
I
really
mean,
Melissa Benoist? Is that her whole? She has like two expressions: "I'm about to cry" or "I'm scared."
oh yes, this is where I was just like, oh, it's just totally
Oh.
yeah.
See, this is why the
Maybe it
book was
shouldn't have brought.
unnecessary. You bring Lex and you don't have somebody watching him at all fucking times.
Okay, so we didn't check in on her at all last episode, even though I'm fairly certain whatever they had going on at the end of the last Flash episode would have been nice to have her check in. The other thing we don't have, which I assumed they were going to do, is we don't have any more Burt Ward and Robert Walls.
Well,
We
less
have
Robert
no more
Wall.
Red Sky cameos. We have nothing. Like every I don't even shit, does Joe even show up?
Huh?
Jesse L. Martin, did he
Oh,
break his leg or something? He was hurt, I think, during this season. And like it was obvious. Like he just was not doing well. He recovered, but I think he's not around
oh.
for this. Oh, I don't even who is this again? This is Arrowette or somebody.
Oh,
But
right. She was
they
supposed to get a
had
spinoff, and they
yeah, they
totally like
canceled that
amped
spinoff.
her.
That's right.
Yeah.
Um we're missing out on seeing Wild Dog and Vigilante because Arrow eventually just brought in all of the vigilante heroes, the
All the
street
street levels.
vigilante heroes,
Yeah.
and made them a team. It was fucking moronic. Oh, I think I had to watch one of those in the previous season for the last season's crossover because that was like the worst thing is you then just watch one of these or two of these a year, one of them a year, and you just get a sense of how terrible the show is.
Wayne Manor is the Scooby Mansion. What the fuck? Or is that Wayne Manor or is that Arkham Asylum?
It's Wayne Manor.
What?
Is that the kid?
Um,
That might be a kid from the show, the regular Batwoman in a different out, like with facial hair. I can't remember.
right, who's he supposed to be?
Like they're shooting at the Haunted Mansion, Vancouver. Like, what is going on? Wait, no, I think that's Batman Beyond.
Uh, no, with the brace. He's supposed to be kind of like
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Batman.
Yep.
and he has it over the suit.
So yes, this is what Batman of Arrowverse looks like. He's Kevin Conroy, but he's disappeared. I can't believe they didn't fucking do Mark Hamill or something.
No, didn't he die not long after this, Kevin Conroy? Or no, it was no. This was
There was a
before.
few years, yeah.
Yeah, it was a few years. But they don't even
Well,
because you have to say, "Hey, that's Kevin Conroy." He has to look like Kevin Conroy and not Bruce Wayne.
also
Like,
he's there's a reason he's a voice actor, no offense.
yeah, there's a reason he doesn't. There's no way in hell you would believe this is an ex Batman.
Right. Okay, so they're in the metropolis corner of Vancouver. I think I can't remember where Superman and Lois goes. Oh my goodness! So Lex is going around universes killing Superman.
Oh wow, it's John Constantine.
It's John Constantine, who eventually becomes one of my favorite guys after, very unsurprisingly, was one of my faves.
Well, you're in luck because he does play slightly prominently in the animated one.
Oh, that's right, because he did the voice in an animated movie. Is that the logic by which the Crisis on Infinite Earths works?
Mm.
Okay, so they're gonna bring. When the fuck was Justice League? Had Justice League already happened by now?
Ah, might have dropped around the same time.
I don't remember. But yeah, so they're gonna go dump Oliver Queen in a Lazarus pit. Bring him back again.
But it's not gonna be Ollie, right? It'll be Crazy Ollie, or
Don't
they'll have to
worry.
put him down, right?
It's not gonna matter. Okay,
Hey, Cape Wonder,
here.
Sun City.
Yeah.
Those bad, terrible pictures. Just
Hmm.
fucking Jimmy must have taken. Oh, look! Smallville World.
Tom Welling making his second appearance on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. He fares a little bit better here because he's in his element, so to speak. Now they're saying that this Smallville Clark is not the Smallville Clark they're intending to bring back for
They're
the
bringing
possible season 11 Smallville.
what?
Yeah, they're trying. Him and Rosenbaum are trying to do like an animated thing.
Well, it can
It,
be him after.
because I think Welling said there's no way Clark would have just given up.
Ah,
So there's a possibility that this too is a Clark variant, maybe. Because in the comic, he just goes on to be Superman, and then they, have all these other things.
I don't remember. why Michael Rosenbaum isn't in this. Isn't that his name?
I
I assume they just
think
weren't
he
willing
said
to pay him.
it's either that or they said I don't even think they asked him. There wasn't any, there was just so much room for whoever they could fit. Because then if he's in there, that means, well, why don't you guys just do this based around Smallville?
Mm,
It was the beginning of all this. Oh, look, it don't work.
ugh. I mean, the problem with this also is that, like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, this whole Lex episode, that's what the thing is it doesn't have enough focus. Like, if you want to do Lex going and killing off Superman, have that be the plot of your episode, but this is just like
Yeah, this
Lex and
was.
yeah.
Hey, look, he went into a Smallville universe and had
Right,
some
we're
back and
getting
forth
this,
with.
but not action scenes in these alternate
No,
universes.
that's why this is really kind of for a crisis. This is
Right.
really just mellow.
Where's the red sky?
Don't they get one too? Or no, this is it for them, right?
This is
They
it for
go.
them. They go off on the asteroid with Superboy Prime. I'm sorry, that's way too good. That's not in here, folks.
No.
They go off on. Oh, I'm sorry. Jerry Denomi's fine, right? Like, yes, he sells bootlegs, but he's not,
It was
Dean
rumored that
Cain.
he was the dead Superman in that picture, but
Right.
see, that's another one. They never say anything about that. Would have been a great one to bring back for this the Superboy universe. I mean, if you're just gonna go through all the old
Yeah.
school DC shows,
Bring one in. Like,
they just totally kick that to the curb. It still bugs me that folks just avoid that shit like the plague. Yeah, Kevin Conroy, he sure sounds like Batman. Hmm. Maybe when he was younger, he could have pulled this off. There's just no way this sort of
like,
rickety crickety.
I know. If you wanted to do this and you wanted it to be him, not to be, put him in a chair.
Yeah, or something.
Put him in a Captain Pike chair or something. Yeah.
At least give him a cut his beard some.
Okay. So this is basically a legend scene.
Mm.
Well, sort of.
Ugh. Like every episode should have something like something popping off, and ugh,
Wait a second. The new Ray or new Adam figures prominently into this at some point and isn't in it yet.
uh,
They set up the new Adam for a TV show and then the dude never comes back.
uh,
Wonder when the fuck that is. Okay.
Okay, them two. I want to see a movie where they have him as Superman and her as Lois. I could see that.
Superman Returns. Superman.
Yeah, that should have been Superman
Yeah.
Returns because they match so well with, Christopher Reeve and
Mhm.
Margot Kidder. Hell, they could fucking remake Superman 4 or something.
Okay. So I don't think we've revealed Bruce's secret yet. But yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, it's Crisis on Infinite Earths. Let's look through a fucking bookcase of trophies. And what we discover is this Batman's been killing his enemies, including
See, this guy couldn't have
Superman.
been Jason Todd or.
I think it's Terry. I think we weren't paying attention.
uh,
Okay, so Clark has become the
yeah, the editor in chief,
Mhm.
and his office is still this generic. Like,
Well, especially so now everybody on Earth died.
this is Kingdom Come
It's
Superman.
yeah, Superman Returns grows up to be Kingdom Come Superman.
They even got the picture of it from. That's the picture of Kingdom Come
Is
when the
it?
Joker gas went off. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a Alex Ross painting.
All right.
That's exactly from the exact page from. They just blew the picture up. Oh wow. Uh, hmm.
I forgot that there's apparently a super fight. Um,
Oh boy. And this is an episode of Batwoman, isn't it? Right?
yeah, this is an episode of Batwoman.
And where? How many scenes has Batwoman actually been in so far?
I mean, two and a half.
Even though I get this is a crossover, but this is your this is the signature scene of this episode, and Batwoman wasn't even a part of
No.
the group that went here. But then again, she's where Bruce Wayne is evil Batman. So
Is that the Superman Returns globe or
it might be.
I guess well they had to rebuild it after the Joker attack maybe. Oh weird. We're in
Well, in the
Vancouver.
picture, it's bigger. It's way bigger. The globe is way bigger in the picture.
So
Oh wow.
I like how Ralph's got some of the muscle suit going
Yeah, because
there.
I was wondering, did he bulk up, or is that the whole? Is that just the
That's
suit?
muscle suit, yeah. Well, I mean, especially since intentionally didn't bulk up for the first one. It's weird.
Mm. Now, why couldn't
Okay,
they snatch the book and
this is so dumb. The book thing is just like so dumb.
uh,
This was their big solution to doing Crisis on TV was a magic book. I would have liked to see the two of them in something. So basically, on the Flash, all Iris ever gets for herself is um like reporting stuff.
uh,
But
oh, he's potentially Injustice Superman too.
yeah, well, Injustice, well, not exactly.
Well, it all hinges on if Lois dies, Superman. If Lois is killed, Superman loses it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they started doing justice on what's that fucking one called? Superman and Lois, but not really. Okay, I think we're about to get a cameo from Jonathan Shack as Jonah Hex. I think. I don't know. This is the world's last Lazarus pit.
Wait, it's water.
I mean, come on. What kind of budget do you want here?
I mean, you could have
Like,
had a tub with
I mean, come
with a
on. A
green light
tub,
at the bottom.
a green light. I mean, come on. A green light. They don't have green light money. Come on now. But so here we've got a Jonah Hex cameo. Now he was
Oh wow!
was he on the first or second season of uh Legends? He was a recurrer on Legends. But there's no reason he couldn't have had a thing going like longer than
Right,
this.
because
But
they had a whole thing with the cowboy characters and
she
the.
knows Jonah Hex, only this is a different Earth. So it's like I guess Josh Brolin was busy.
This is before disfigurement, Jonah Hex, I guess.
Don't remember
He
how
didn't look messed up.
disfigured he gets. Okay. So here's Stephen Amell going into the Lazarus pit because Arrow did League of Assassins, it just didn't do Batman.
Uh,
But because Stephen Amell's the greatest fighter the DC universe has ever known.
I guess he was dead too long or some shit.
Oh, dude. You
Uh,
wish. Uh that helmet does not look like the Robert Pattinson. Just Kevin Conroy's Robert Pattinson, Batman grown up.
no, that looks like a leftover, maybe from one of the Dark Knight movies.
There's a rumor that Warner Brothers is going to force Pattinson to lead the DCU, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, do it. Fuck yeah, screw up James Gunn, do it.
Well, he's already messing up. He don't care.
Okay, so he hates Kryptonians. He's got a kryptonite powered super suit.
And that's another thing. This is another Earth, so why would that kryptonite affect her? That was one of the things that they always did with like the super people. That kryptonite's not the same everywhere, or in the multiverse anyway.
See, you wish. Oh no, now Constantine's got a um Constantine's got to go into his mind and make him better.
Oh,
That's a whole thing that the only way to get right mentally is for Constantine to take you through a flashback in the Arrowverse Lazarus pits. Oh, the Batmobile's covered up. That's convenient. I don't even remember how this resolves. Boringly, I imagine.
yeah. Since this was the Batwoman show, this should have been the.
Oh, that's how it resolves.
Oh, this is why. Yeah. Let me stop. I don't want to piss somebody off out there. Where you don't understand creativity.
Eh, okay. No, this isn't what the scene I thought it was. All right.
Oh,
So, one of their first big jokes was during one of the crossovers. They're having a party at the end, and Brandon Routh from
look at that.
Legends
See, how's
walks
that
past.
not?
Yeah, I know. Look at the height. I mean, it's yeah. Walks past uh Supergirl, and I think I think he's with White Canary, and White Canary's like, she's cute or something. And he's like, that looks like my cousin. Because
Huh?
Melissa Benoist, Supergirl, and on one Earth, they're cousins and played by the same people. But on
Oh,
this Earth, Helen Slater's her mom, her adopted mom. Her other mom changes depending on which network she's on.
hmm.
Okay,
See,
so
she's wearing her glasses, but Clark isn't wearing his.
right, it doesn't, yeah.
Well, that Clark is though. But a second ago, he was dressed as Superman. What the? Hold up.
Okay, so now Batwoman is now the Bat of the future.
Uh,
She's one of the seven who's going to be united by the books of magic. The problem, of course, is Ruby Rose quits. And so magic is shitting the bed because of the crisis.
he looks like he's wearing a stage costume of Constantine.
Yeah.
Like the clothes don't look natural.
No.
Like he's doing a stage play, Constantine, Constantine the musical.
Yeah. Okay, so now these two were supposed to become the girl
Yeah, the
power
world's
of
finest.
Arrowverse. Yes, and they God, do they even team up? I don't even think they have a significant team up in this. Oh, and it's even worse because they go in Elseworlds, they meet the Batwoman of the future who's already like had adventures with them. Oh, so it makes even less sense with the her dying. Yeah. So and bringing all of this together was supposed to be like some great thing for Supergirl, and it really was not, like
She always
resolving
looks
the
so
alternate
depressed.
Earths.
She evokes such sadness.
Well, I mean, she basically is gonna play auntie to every single character in the in her show, as opposed to always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Supergirl
Mm,
ends with some wedding that isn't her. Like she never gets anything else to do. They
mm.
set her up with Jimmy at the end of season 1, and CW was like, "You can't
We
have an
can't have
inter.
that.
We can't have that if you want to come here." And then Monel, they fucked that up, and
Uh,
then they never
well,
tried her
that's
with
always
anybody else.
that's creepy as hell to me, anyway. But then again, it's not the same Monel I'm thinking of.
No, but they really screwed up that like well, they didn't really screw it up, but they basically set up a huge like relationship drama if they'd ever done it. But then he comes back with a wife that never this is the season that gets fucked up, that never gets woken up and shit like that. So, okay, so she's got kryptonite just in case. Oh god. You know, there are just some actors who can take anything that's thrown at them, and then there are others
Huh?
who cannot. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's time to meet the anti monitor.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh, that's right. This is Crisis.
This is still Crisis. You're just forgetting the Book of Fate. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Look at this. We didn't have makeup money, so we did face mask and little bit of makeup money. It's so
Oh,
good.
good, huh? Oh,
I mean, we can keep watching them. We can just see what your tolerance is for this record.
no,
Oh,
I'm good.
Wentworth Miller as the voice of Leonard AI. Okay, so we missed that. So Wentworth Miller did show up for a second. Oh, well, what are we back with? So we'll be back next week with The Flash. Do not remember if that's the one that's going to have another cameo that's a surprise. But yes, so our
Mm.
crisis season is off to an appropriate start.
Uh, yeah, now I gotta get these off after I finish.
Oh. Well, between now and then you can watch Arrow season 1. That'll be
mm,
fine.
yeah, I'll get to them eventually.
I when I quit drinking, I had to stop watching Arrow. Or not when I quit drinking 3 beers an episode, I just stopped watching Arrow. I was like, I actually can't watch this if I'm not fucking just exceptionally, exceptionally imbibed.
Yeah.
Ugh. But no, Flash is worth it. Season 1.
Mm.
That's my only recommendation right now. Okay. Anything to close us off, or are we
You were good for now.
okay?
I don't want to, like I say, I don't want to piss anybody. Well, then again, nobody fucking comments or says shit that makes any sense anyway. So, I mean, I guess I should be happy the fans liked it.
They didn't.
No,
Nobody liked this. No, it was a total shit the bed.
wow. Well then,
Yes, it was a shit the bed of
and I can't
significant,
believe it, but Spider-Man is still on Pluto. God,
like the
they
first one.
started playing. Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
started playing the first one, but I was well
See,
into it before this
we've got
started.
time to do another one if you're sure. No. All right, folks. We'll close down the balcony for now. We'll be
Hmm.
back next week. Um I think we're gonna go Titan style and just do an episode a week or an episode, and then we'll be back. Unless, of course, we get profound reaction to this episode. Yeah, leave a comment if you want us to do two or three next time. But otherwise we're doing
And
one.
as
So
always, like I say, leave something that makes some freaking sense.
let us know
Not
what
not not some comedy, funny stuff that only makes sense to you and your little crew of buddies, but like,
your book of fate tells us we should watch next time.
but yeah,
Ugh.
I'm glad we're doing it, and getting it done because I've always been interested in it. It's just there's reasons why I just was never into the
Oh,
the actual shows. So
just they miss the most obvious thing too by the end. So we have that to look forward to.
Unkly dokily kids, we're gonna mosey on out. We'll see you all back in the red skies next week. Part 3 of Crisis of Infinite Earths. Although it just seems like what 3 or 4 in this one, right?
It's not. It's five or six most.
Oh,
We should have counted them actually, because yeah. Don't forget, there's the 52. Oh God, I won't spoil it. All right, night, everybody.
night.